Geometry, we're going to do a quick one here. It's section 5 of chapter 8 called Angles of Elevation and Depression. Think about like the horizon. And if somebody's standing here, I'll make a giant person. And if they're looking down, that's an angle of depression. Maybe they're looking down at like 6 degrees or something like that. If they're looking directly out, horizontal, that would be 0 degrees. And if they're looking up at, say, an angle of 6 degrees, that would be an angle of elevation. I don't know, honestly, I don't know what more there is to say. I'm not sure why this section is so short. Obviously, we can use this to, solve some problems here. Let's say that we knew that, or we wanted to know how tall a tree was. Or no, let's say that, we've got a tree. We don't know how tall it is. We know that the angle of elevation is 15 degrees. And we can measure this distance here as 100 feet. Well, you can, obviously you can use this angle. We kind of talked about this in the last section. So we want something that involves this as x and the known quantity. So what's the opposite over the adjacent? That's going to be the tangent of 15 degrees is x over 100. So you just take the tangent of 15 degrees, multiply it by 100, you're going to get the height of the tree. What if we knew the height here? We knew that this tree was 50 feet tall, but we didn't know this value. Well, in that case, you're going to use the inverse tangent, right? So tangent of x degrees is the opposite over the adjacent. Do that on, you can see that's going to be 0.5, right? And now we're going to want to isolate x. So the way to get rid of tangent is on your calculator to do the inverse tangent of 0.5, and it's going to give you a certain degree. Okay? I don't have a calculator with me, but you can figure that out. Okay, I honestly think that's all there is. And then there's a bunch of different examples. I have to warn you, there's one where, boy, I don't even want to go into this one. Let's say there was a situation, there was a huge cliff, and there was a tree on the other side of that cliff. And you're over here. And you took your sighting, and you got a certain amount of degrees, but you didn't know this value because you can't measure it across here like that. Well, in this case, if you stepped back a certain amount, like, 100 feet back, and you took another sighting, you can use these angles, and they go through it in example 3, but I'm telling you, I'm not going to really do that right now. If you're interested, look at example 3. It seems like a kind of a special case, and I don't know. Do it if you're interested. Otherwise, we're going to kind of, boy, I even hate to talk about this. It's such a it brings up such bad memories. But we're going to talk about a thing that happened last year. Um, oh, just yeah, I hate to relive it. Sorry, it didn't happen last year. It happened back in my one of my first years of teaching. Um, a horrible crime, and it's an open case. We've never solved the mystery. Um, so anyway, just come to school tomorrow. Be prepared to help me get some closure here. Okay? All right.